Hi, my name is Neb Kamusen Atumre. This is the fifth video in this Blacks History series, Breaking the Spell on Blacks. In the fourth video, we specifically stated that the info was taken from a 1979 publication, which was revised in 1984. Lo and behold, now there is talk on the news media, which is owned by the Jebusites, about a potential World War, Third World War, with the situation in Russia. Now, hold up, right there, G, Mr. Gru. Don't be using us and these hardly ever watch videos, as you tell it, to instill fear in the minds of the population. You see, the pamphlet was again revised in 2000, which states, nowhere in the Bible there is a meaning, or does it say there will be a battle of Armageddon. They say there will be a meeting at Har Megiddo, Revelation 16:16, a specific place, and that already happened. That's when they made a peace treaty, a peace agreement with the Arabs that started the war in 1966. That was the Battle of Har Megiddo, taking place right there, where Tamare, Egypt, which was supposed to be our homeland, got beat by the Germans and Russians called Khazars, who are calling themselves Jews today. The present world powers have been coming down gradually over the past 43 years, from 1970, ever since the opening of the Great Seal, to the year 2014. Tahuti, Dr. Malachi Z. York walked us year by year and logged the changes that marked the end of one era and the beginning of another, referred to in the Bible as the end of an age, which you see in Matthew 28:20 as the end of the world. There have been 4 cycles of this replenishing: the moon cycle, the sun cycle, a second moon cycle, and a final sun cycle, each consisting of 6,000 years, which gives us a complete equinox of 24,000 years, the period necessary for the renewal. The devil's cycle, called the Spell of Leviathan, Kingu, ended in the year 2000. They tell you in the Bible that it is the end of this age. Do you really think that God, Allah, Theos, Yahweh, some guy named Jesus, or whatever name you call him, or whoever you want or you are waiting on, is going to come for you or anybody else with the world in the bad state that it is in today? You haven't changed your evil ways. You still want any and everything that makes life convenient. So if some Messiah or God came to save you with a new world, he would have to do some serious deprogramming, or else that new world would end up just like it is today. So now, what are you going to do? You just don't know how lucky you are with right knowledge. You need to talk and get the message going to other people, so people can start waking up. Share that special gift that was given to you by the Nitiru, the ancient ones. It's all over. Most of the things you were looking for, like in the book of Revelation, have already happened. You follow? It already has taken place. They already have Jerusalem tried reconstructing Satan's temple for Satan to come, called Solomon's temple. And the ritual, they are already doing it. You know what? It has nothing to do with you, Nubians. If you get back your right frame of mind, it cannot hurt you. They can't. You understand that? If you stay in his frame of mind, you become susceptible to all of his tricks. You have picked up his religion and have painted his religion in your lives. Give him back his religion, his music with all its sensationalism and all that crap, and get your life straight. And they can't bother you. You understand? You have nothing to fear but fear itself. And you have been there in that place before. Take it as a sign that we have a chance, no matter how close it is to the end. There is still a chance for salvation. That's the only thing you got going for you, because other than that, you are food. You are ready for the destruction. And the worst part of it is they have people believing that they are working with them to stop the conspiracy of the New World Order. Religion is doing nothing and has done nothing for you but have given you false hopes, corrupted leaders, mistranslated scriptures, and absolutely no change. New Age only means what Yeshua, Jesus of 2,000 years ago, said. It is time for a new age, a new era, new information. So, Reverend, come down off of the pulpit because you don't know what you're talking about. It's time to move out of the way. You follow? We are in a new era. See, anytime Tehuti, Dr. Malachi Z. York, says something, they call it New Age. However, it's information. It's the information age. You can look around, and that word, inform, is the root of the word information. The computer is information. If you are on the internet, you are being informed. When you do something with computers, they call it information. However, computers are new age because they were not created until 1943. So it's new age. Tehuti's job is to get us information or in format. He came in order to inform us, in order to reform us, which is who he is, the reformer, and what he has always claimed to be, the reformer. You see, we have to be informed in order to be reformed, because information is the reformation of our transformation. With right knowledge, you will be able to decipher truth from the falsehood with facts. Whenever someone confronts you about anything, people, mortals, you can go right to a Christian and say, open your Bible to the book of Corinthians, 1 Corinthians chapter 15, and they will tell you right in there about transforming from mortality to immortality. But when Tehuti, Dr. Malachi Z. York, said he was taking people from mortals to make them immortal, turning mere men into gods, they call him a cult leader. They say he was crazy and he's a troublemaker. Open the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15, and right there it says, in the latter days, men must be transformed, put on a new body. They even said, a different kind of flesh. It's a quickened flesh. They say a spiritual flesh, a spiritual body, and men must be transformed from mortals into immortals. And if you don't become immortal, other than mortal, then you will suffer the fate of the planet which God has promised, and will suffer by the sun's fire. If you don't transform and turn yourself inside out, bring the spiritual in the outside, and suppress the physical, let it be known that the spiritual cannot be burned by fire, but the physical can be burned by fire. And your ancestors knew that, and Yeshua, Jesus of 2,000 years ago, knew it. But he left. He got out of here. I'll come back and check on you all and see if you all are getting any closer to the reality, or come to the transforming of yourselves from mortals to immortals. Human beings have been given ears for hearing, eyes for seeing, and heart for feeling. These are not referring to the physical faculties, but are the inner spiritual faculties of human beings. They aid man in his mystic, usually considered supernatural powers, such as ESP, clairvoyance, and dematerialization, etc. All of these super abilities are possible once man is in tune and knows the application of his senses. You can learn more about this in the ancient Egyptian order, AEO. The 7 chakras in human beings are related to the 7 senses, which are in tune with the 7 heavens. Chakras are vortex of energy, also known as a seat, a center, or a cup. It revolves under the influence of positive and negative currents, acting upon it in the same way as the electric motor that revolves when positive and negative electric currents are applied to it. It resembles a wheel in motion. The heart center is the midpoint of man. The heart is a midpoint of man. For man, not mankind, the cursed seed of Cain and Lebanon, who are kind of a man, has 7 chakras or 7 centers. The heart center is the point between the highest centers and the lower centers, cardinal points. Cardinal involves the color red. There is a spiritual light that travels through the 12 occult nerves down the spinal column into the chakras of man. The 12 occult nerves are related to the 12 major pair of cranial nerves. They pass from under the surface of the brain through the openings of the bones of the cranium, the skull, to reach the organ sensors of man's body. At present, there are normally only a few of these 12 spiritual centers open that actively affects man's daily life. As man progresses spiritually, tiny valves leading up the spinal column open one by one. Eventually, the last 3 pairs of nerves are opened. They in turn open the force of the 12 spiritual centers located in the brain. The force of these centers floods the physical form with spiritual power, which makes man aware. This awareness therefore changes him from a human being to a son of God, or what the masters call a self-perfected man. He changes or transcends from mortal to immortal, making him a supreme being. Supreme being means supreme among beings. But you have strayed from God and fallen down to the ranks of men. You have lost the ability to see with the third eye. You no longer have the power to control things, but you are controlled by them. When you attach these Bluetooth and headphones to your ear, you are pulling in 800 megahertz directly to your brain. These frequencies are giving you headaches inside of your face, all around the back of your head, down right behind your ear. They are destroying nerves in your brains called magnetic particles. They are at the base of your brain called the 12 occult nerves, the 98 magnetic particles. They are like senders at the end of the nerves, sending impulses to the brain. Charges, you follow? Headphones, blasting music, all are pulling in overloads where you get a sharp pain right inside your eye, and then a couple of minutes, it goes away. One of your nerves burned out. This will cut off your psychic powers, and your barotheric gland will not be able to be reactivated. You will not be able to go back or to be back in tune with the elders. You see, Elohim, angels, are human beings who have learned to control every cell in their body and thus can change form. This ends today's video. We hope you have learned something from this video, and we urge you to share this video and to subscribe to the only channel where you will learn true ancient Egyptian mysteries. No more lies, no more guesswork. So share, subscribe, click on the like button below. See you at the next video.